Maybe.
Hello, viewers. Welcome to Fleet Action Report, Episode 12, Enemies, Part 2.
I'm Grebog. And hello.
And I'm Nikodas.
And we also have a guest.
Let me introduce Borngyr to the viewers. Borngyr is a longtime friend of ours, although you're fairly new to STO, right, Borngyr? Wrong name.
Yeah, fairly new.
So what do you think so far, being a new player?
I'm having fun.
So excited, I can tell.
And that's what gaming is all about. Well, welcome. We're glad you're with us tonight. This should be fun. We're going to make some stuff go kablooey.
Hey, thank you, Heathenly, for the subscription. I would also like to thank Tabbytha for she contributes to our show notes and helps us get things set up. And with that subscription, that does remind me something we keep forgetting to put in the notes, that we have gotten to the point with Twitch we can have subscribers. I will be honest and clear. What we will do with any of the money would likely be Nikodas will like to get an XSplit, the software to stream with. He doesn't have it, so that way if I am out of commission or whatever, he can still stream without us or without me and do other stuff. That would be probably the first of any things, but after that, probably it would be getting things like if we get money coming in, we'll probably get ships and we'll test them out and let you know what we think about them. Stuff like that.
That would be, yeah, stuff that you guys can see. I mean, the only stuff that we would get with that money that you guys wouldn't be able to personally see would be equipment on our end, streaming gear, headsets, new microphones, stuff that, quality improvements that you could witness, but the gear itself you probably would see. But then anything else would be in-game stuff. We're not looking to get rich off of this or anything. We just want to share our adventures with our viewers.
Yeah. If I was trying to get rich, I don't know what I'd do if I was trying to get rich. I'd probably not stream.
Well, at least not stream STO. There are people that make money off Fortnite, so.
Yeah. So, moving on. This week in STO.
Let's see. There's several things that went on this week in STO. We had an Admiralty bonus weekend that is going on currently. Started on the 24th, last until the 1st. It gives you double experience rewards and bonus to lithium from Admiralty missions. Those are right here. You go to your duty officers, Admiralty tab. You can set up your missions in there.
Yeah, I just cleaned all mine out right before we started. Hadn't set any new missions up yet. You get the biggest rewards from the Tour of Duties. And if you've done Admiralty, you know what those are. But if you don't, let's see. There are certain ones. You'll notice there's a Tour of Duty at the top of each one that says, like, this one says 7 out of 10 on my screen. Well, those give you the biggest rewards. I think I was getting about 2,500 dilithium per Tour of Duty. So
yeah, they give some nice rewards. There was also a Lobby store sale going on that started on the 23rd. Unfortunately, that ends tomorrow, probably with the update that they'll do. It was had a return of some rare items and had a 20% off. But again, that ends tomorrow.
Yeah, so if you haven't picked up, if you're looking for a special ship and you haven't picked it up yet, or you're looking for some kind of, I don't. There's all kinds of stuff in the Lobby store. The ships are probably, like right now, they normally are 1,200 Lobby. Now they're 960. You'll notice I don't have that because I actually just bought a Lobby ship. So.
As did I. I bought this one that you guys are seeing right now, the NX retrofit.
Maybe,
a fun ship.
Maybe I'll fly the ship later that I picked up.
And then the third thing we wanted to note was starting tomorrow, the Galaxy goes back on red alert. This is a return of all the red alerts in the game. If you complete one of them a day for 5 days, you get your choice between an ultimate tech upgrade or a specialization point.
My opinion, the ultimate tech upgrade is clearly the better option of the two, but that's just me.
I agree with that. At least until, I mean, if you're flying around in, Mark 15 epic gear everywhere, then you probably wouldn't need that ultimate tech upgrade unless you just want to stockpile them. You never know when some new piece of gear is going to come out that you'll want to use it on.
Yeah.
So for me, that's the better option. But I'm just saying there may be people out there that view the specialization point as that better. All right, so
well, there's one more thing. One more
right,
thing.
I forgot about it.
Yeah. Also going on, starting tomorrow, and it goes to also October 6th, is there's bonus marks week. So during the red alert week, you also are going to get 50% more fleet marks and reputation marks. So when you're doing those red alerts, it's actually a great way to stockpile all kinds of marks, honestly. I used to do that back when red alerts were a common thing, where you could just do them all the time. But now, hey, at least they kind of combine these two so you can kind of do it again.
And since we're on that topic, red alerts are also a great way to level ship mastery. Ship mastery is on your character tab. You click on your ship. It's this mastery tab right here. There are 5 ranks on most ships. The Dominion ships have 6. Each rank gets you an improvement to the ship, and then the 5th rank is a starship trait. The 6th rank for the Dominion ships lets you unlock that ship for all characters on your account, not just the Dominion characters. The reason I'm bringing this up is Grebog and I discovered a pretty quick way to level Starship Mastery. You used to run this circle of patrol missions in the Donatu sector to level it, but we found that the quicker way is actually just going to your operations menu or your PvE menu and going to the patrols and running the patrols in here. The big ones we found work really well are the Argala system, the Kinber, basically any of them that do fights, the Nesorden. Any of the ones that do a lot of fights will level your Starship Mastery very quickly. New to us, we're sharing it with you guys because we're just nice people.
I think it was 3 to 4, depending upon how much ship combat would get you would master a ship all the way to tier 5. So honestly, running 3 or 4 of them is not that, to me, it didn't take that long. It really did not. So maybe it was less than 3 or 4, but it went fast.
I think you got it. I think you got it about right. 3 or 4. 5 if you had one that wasn't heavy combat. All right, we're going to get to it here. So, enemies, part 2. The enemies we are highlighting today are the Cardassians, the Dominion, and the Terrans. That kind of makes it feel like it's a Deep Space Nine sort of day. There is a little bit of a surprise in here. I don't want to spoil it just yet. The mission we're going to go on for the Cardassians is called Skirmish. This is a hidden mission in the game. It used to be part of the episode arc. They removed it. They have not put it back in for whatever reason. So you have to kind of dig for this a little bit. You have to open up your menu here, your mission journal, go to available, not episodes, not events, go to the available tab. You do have to be maximum level to find this. What you're looking for is the mission titled Spectres. Spectres is a breadcrumb that will lead you to a certain area. It'll complete automatically, and then you'll have access to 5 new missions. The first one of which is the one we're going to run. It's called Skirmish. It'll be right here in this Spectres mission replay board right here. All right, so I believe we all have that. We're here at the Donatu system, so let's just go ahead and jump in system. This is going to highlight Cardassians.
And you'll notice I am flying a Cardassian ship.
Kind of representing our Cardassian fellows for today, we have Grebog.
I would say Victory's Life, but that's Dominion. I don't know what they had, what special thing they said. Like if they had a specific saying.
There
Other
are
than that's
4
a
lights.
nice suit for you, yeah, Garrick. Or I could get you a nice suit.
Yeah, but that was Garrick. All right, so Cardassians both in space and on the ground use. I am just a simple tailor. Yeah, that too. Oh, we're in the fight. Okay, move out, guys.
Move out.
Okay, so in space and on the ground, Cardassians use phaser weapons. Phasers have a proc that can shut down subsystems of their enemies. So if you're in a fight with Cardassians and suddenly your shields are gone or your engine power is gone or you can't fire your weapons, you know why. Oh, that's a lot of enemies.
Well, that's why I flew a little bit to the side here. They do
Cardassian ships.
Yeah, it's like the Cardassians sometimes will create holograms.
Yeah.
You'll see that with like the Keldon, I think, or maybe it was the Gaylors, or both.
It's the Keldons. I don't remember if the Gaylors do it or not, but the Keldons certainly do it. At 50% health, they summoned 2... No? There they are. 2 photonic Galler-class ships. Those Galler classes do deal full damage. They can be very dangerous if you leave them around. I recommend AoEing them down as quick as you can. Okay, so there goes the Axum. Cardassian ships tend to be cruisers, so they're big, they're beefy, they can take a lot of punishment. They also tend to be very maneuverable for ships of their size. So watch out for that when you're fighting them. All right, we're going to beam down. I will take my healer here. Nasha.
Let me get... Where is he? No, not TKEK. Tolan. Where's Tolan? I can't... Maybe that's... Sure. No, that's not him. I have too many officers. Here, we'll take him.
Fair enough.
I have too many officers. That's my problem.
I know that feeling.
Well, I'm
All right,
sure...
so on the ground, Cardassians also use phasers. They do tend to throw grenades, and they have some scientists that can paralyze. Actually, it's more like they're putting you in a stasis field. So we'll see if we can. Yeah, that's a total lockdown. It's rough. We'll see if we can show that off a little bit here. All right, so inside a Cardassian ship, here we go.
Don't mind my big thing back there.
Oh, see, there was a paralyze. It didn't last long, but it did get me.
Well, depending upon your skill setup and some of your equipment, you might have things that will reduce the, like, stuns and stuff like that.
It was kind of a blue aura that hit me for just a minute there. All right. Why are you facing the wrong way, Katis? Supposed to be looking at the console when you're typing on it.
Because he's using his psychic powers to access the console.
He's not a Vulcan. Or a Riemann. Or a Beta Z. Or any of the others.
Well, you know, at least there's psychic powers in this game to, like...
Well, that's true.
Technically.
So, just to do a comparison here, the Federation... In the movies and shows, the Federation went to war with the Cardassians off screen, and they were presented as a. There's our surprise. You see those ghost guys? That's a hidden enemy in here.
Ghost in space.
We'll talk about them here in just a minute. So the Cardassians were poised as enemies in both the Next Generation and in Deep Space Nine, primarily in Deep Space Nine. But there was an arc in the Next Gen as well. When you get to the time frame, well, okay, by the end of Deep Space Nine, they had just come out of the Dominion War. They didn't come out of that very well. They lost a lot of people. There was a lot of issues there, and the Cardassian people kind of opted for a new government out of that. So STO kind of took that and ran with it. During Deep Space Nine, Bajor is a protectorate of the Federation, not a member world, but someone they're hoping to be a member world at some point in time. In STO, that's the Cardassians. They are a Federation protectorate. Now, there's a subgroup called the True Way that has decided that they don't like that, and they want to return to the old ways. So that's the enemies we're fighting here in this mission are True Way agents, who were actually trying to pick a fight with the Klingons, which is why you saw some Klingon ships there at the beginning. When this mission first came out, we were still at war with the Klingons, so that's why they were hostile to us. Okay.
At least we can run through the walker.
Yeah, I wish it moved a little faster, though.
Yeah.
That walker there is a reward from the last featured, not featured episode, but the last TFO that they highlighted, the To Hell with Honor. He's fun. He deals a fair bit of damage. Did you guys get the Triolic? Yeah, okay. And there's a ghost again. All right, so the ghost. The ghosts are called Devidians. Go ahead, Grebog.
I was just gonna say the ghosts, because they're Devidians. I think didn't they bring them sort of into some of the series? They just didn't do much with them.
They were in an episode of the Next Gen. Picard ends up traveling back in time, meeting a much younger version of Guinan, and Mark Twain, I believe it was. The Devidians were traveling through time and eating people's psychic energy. It was a food source for them. Kind of messy. In game, they're kind of incorporeal. They can be hard to damage. You can see even that beam of energy there is just barely taking him down when he goes incorporeal.
Two beams of energy.
They can also paralyze, and when they paralyze you, they will kind of suck your energy out of you and use it to heal themselves. Again, when this mission first came out, they were kind of terrifying enemies. They were unusual, hard to beat.
Pain in the butt.
They were. Now, obviously, technology is caught up, and we have some abilities that makes these fights a lot easier than what it used to be. But there you go. Devidians are only in this arc. Now, it should be noted, though, if you're on Drozana Station, sometimes the lights will go blue, and you might see some of the ghosts walking around. This is why. This mission takes you to Drozana Station to find out why the Devidians are there, and kind of solve the mystery and figure out how to get rid of them. When they removed that mission from the main arc, or the main story, kind of made it a hidden thing, newer players may not know why they're there or why the lights go blue. So when you hit max level, you might want to look up this mission. There's some really cool rewards in here. I've got one highlighted on my screen right now. It's the Subspace Field Modulator. This is a really nice oh crap button. It takes up a device spot, adds to your damage resistance, both to proton torpedoes and then just general damage resistance. Yeah. It also makes you harder to hit, gives you a defense rating. It's a nice little boost if you're finding yourself being pounded on. I use that on almost every character of mine.
I use it pretty much on every ship I ever set up. So, yeah, it's nice to have. After that, though,
there's some other.
the phase-shifted personal shield is not a bad one to pick up.
Yep, right here. If you need some shields. Other missions in the Ark have some other rewards. There's a really nice phaser rifle in there and stuff. So definitely worth your time if you want to give it a run. But that covers the Cardassians and the Devidians. All right, so next up. Oh, I should probably collect my reward here.
Until next time.
Second wave.
All right, guys. Yep, go ahead and transwarp to the Alpha Quadrant there for second wave.
The Dominion. We get to kill all of Borngyr's best of buds.
Yep, so you might have noticed Borngyr traveling around with us is a Jem'Hadar and is flying a Jem'Hadar Raider or a bug ship. So he's our representative of the Dominion as we move forward. No representatives of the Devidians, by the way.
Well, we don't really have... Yeah. I don't know that there's a way that we could represent them.
I don't know. It could be fun to try and come up with something in the Alien Creator. I might have to play with that at some point in time. See if you go like all white skin and some white outfit. Maybe just kind of make it as close as you can.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and begin, guys.
The Dominion, most of their weapons are Polaron based, so that is something. Even if you start as a Dominion character, all your weapons come out are you're given are Polarons. So.
Andrews. Oh,
I don't know
person.
that. Were we supposed to come up here, or were we supposed to go to?
It's right here. I got
Okay.
it. There we go. Now we got to go back down. We got to find people. Okay, so this mission, we're going to run around here for a minute. We're going to try and speed through this, but this is about collecting.
I'm reminded of an associate of mine, the
Collecting the various people at this conference. The races of the Federation are putting together a conference to discuss the threat of the Borg. So we're going to run around and try to get these people put together real quick, and then we'll have a conference, and then we're going to end up in a conflict. Because it's STO and everything is about pew pew.
Who am I supposed to talk to in here? Oh,
You know what's weird is they haven't updated the.
I was so pleased when I heard that you would be attending.
They put Garrick in, but they haven't updated the rest of this.
Something to do with my free time.
do we want to go?
Sorry to trouble you again.
Yeah,
Did I hit the wrong button?
It's
I think I
fine.
hit the wrong button.
I don't know. What'd you hit?
Let's see. Find the conference. Oh, the speaker. I believe he's in here.
There's something we're supposed to get first.
Take the turbolift. There we go. We can just go to the turbolift now.
I guess I'll accept this because I'm going somewhere.
Here we go. Take a seat.
Oh. Everyone sits down.
There we go. All right, so the Dominion. The Dominion were antagonists introduced in DS9. They were mentioned in the first season, but I don't believe we actually saw them until the third season. They basically are a three-caste system. There's, at the very top, there's the Founders, which are changelings, and the rulers. Actually, the people of the Dominion basically worship them as gods. So they're at the top. Below them are the Vorta, who are the speakers for the Dominion, tend to give their orders to the foot soldiers, who are the Jem'Hadar. So those are the three. Now there's a few more. There's other races that are in the Dominion. Most of them are craftsmen or weapons makers or the such. But the three big ones you see in the shows and in the game is the Vorta, the Jem'Hadar, and then the Changelings, or the Founders. There's actually a big arc later on that has to deal with the female Changeling in particular, who was never given a name, although in STO,
Founder.
they refer to her as the Founder. Yeah.
It's like typically I've always only heard her called the Founder. You know. And Odo just always is Odo. I know sometimes they call him a founder or the founder, but most people just call him Odo.
Well, and then there's Loss. Loss was in one episode of Deep Space Nine. Loss is in STO. But he's the only other changeling that we know of that was ever given a name.
Yeah.
If you want our assistance, you need to be willing to protect yourselves and contribute to this.
Okay, guys, you can quit talking now. Although I kind of like Sean there, Captain of the Enterprise. Although, again, when this mission was created, he was not Captain of the Enterprise, he's Captain of the Belfast.
Yeah. He is actually someone that has made me glad that I picked Andorian as my character's race. You know, I honestly picked Andorian probably because of Enterprise. Because those pink skins, man.
I clicked the first one. We'll talk to Satas.
Okay.
And I got a diplomacy option, so let's use that.
Well, you and I probably have fairly high diplomacies. So...
Yeah, I worked hard on that back in the day. That was before... I maxed out diplomacy before they added in the duty officer system.
Oops. Do we just want to go to the next one?
It doesn't matter. Just pick one. I got my diplomacy option there.
I do like that they added in voting. Before, it used to be one person could just plow through, like...
Oh, that was way back in the day.
I mean, you know, it's still to me, a nice feature that they added in.
I like how they added the diplomacy options. That was always a nice step.
Yeah. Hey, you worked hard on being diplomatic. Here's the reward.
That's funny. I don't remember anyone being... Now, did you have something...
Here we go. So here's the surprise. Voila.
Surprise. Or, they're here.
So these, in Deep Space Nine, there was a fleet of Dominion ships that the wormhole aliens transported. Well, they made them vanish. STO took that and ran with it and said that they didn't just make them vanish, they sent them through time. So this is the fleet that was coming to defeat DS9 20 years before this game takes place. And here they are to make things go boom.
Oh no, what will we do?
We're going to do what Borngyr likes and pew pew.
Get the delegates out of here.
Here's your chance, Borngyr. You can make things blow up now.
Oh no, they killed him. Though, I do like him as the Klingon leader guy, you know.
Ambassador.
Ambassador, whatever.
Is Borngyr still with us?
Yep.
Okay, just being quiet. Gotcha. All right, so fighting the Jem'Hadar on the ground, they use Polaron-based weaponry. They also will use invisible mines, and they themselves can actually turn invisible to close to melee. Like Klingons, those guys just turned invisible. Like Klingons, they do prefer to come into melee range.
There's some white for you if you need some more white there, Borngyr.
Engineer.
Ah,
Somebody come
yes.
open this.
Here, I'm gonna open up the. This is the armory, isn't it? No. Yes. I don't know.
And then I don't believe we have a science officer, so we're moving on. More guys beaming in. There's one of those invisible mines. I'll show you how that works.
If you know roughly that they are on you, you can do like a melee attack, and you will hit them. That is actually not a terrible way of knocking them out of their stealth. Look at all this white for you there, Borngyr.
Yeah, it should. So there are two races, playable Jem'Hadar. There's the regular Jem'Hadar and the Vanguard. The Vanguard are purchasable only. So if you play a standard Jem'Hadar, you must keep up with the white. If you don't, you'll go through a like low damage, you kind of wobble in place and not functioning at your full capacity. The Vanguard Jem'Hadar are not addicted to Ketracel white and therefore don't have that same problem. All right.
Well, do we want to talk story and ruin any spoiler-ish?
No. That's next week.
Okay.
We're doing the Dominion next week.
I feel like we're going in circles. Oh wait, we are. It's a big circle.
We're
Because
going
we
right
literally
here.
started on the other side of that fire.
They don't really have any big tricks for the Dominion in space. Their ships are fairly comparable to Federation. They have their escorts, they have their cruisers, they have their science vessels. Although their science vessels are primarily carriers, so lots of fighters. They are maneuverable, they are powerful, and Polaron weapons have a proc. What is the Polaron proc? Is it reduce shields? I'm suddenly not remembering what the Polaron proc is.
If only Borngyr could look at his weapons.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Hey, Borngyr, pull up your ship weapons and take a gander at what the proc is.
Looks like it cuts 25 to all their current power levels.
There you go. Reduces power levels. Thank you. I knew there was a reason we brought you along. All right, so now we got a big space fight here. Blow them up, guys.
Space. The final frontier. Oh, wait, no, that's not what we're doing.
Well, it kind of is.
I think for the
These guys
next mission, I will flip ships.
Well, you're not representing the Cardassians anymore, so that'd be okay.
Well, it's sort of... Oh, I guess I triggered the... I guess I'll do this. Woo! I get some resources. Okay,
there we
as
go.
of late, some of these missions have been a little... I'll say
Buggy?
slow. Well, they take a little time to update what you're doing. Get that next wave incoming.
These ships are blowing up a lot faster than what I remember.
Oh, we could have set it to a harder difficulty, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I just think maybe they weren't updated for modern ship
Tier
capabilities.
6?
Yeah,
Could
Tier 6.
be. I haven't even had a chance to put out my mining laser because they blow up too fast. So yeah, I have a console on my ship somewhere that's for a mining laser. I don't honestly remember where I got it. It's not something I would. I don't know anyone that recommends using it. I just use it because it's fun. And that's
actually, I was looking up some DPS builds earlier, and it's still a recommended console.
No. Well, I was looking up some Ox to Bat builds, and not a recommended console for Ox to Bat.
Well, no, there's probably better things for that. Kablooey. Okay.
Hey, we got an accolade, or I got an accolade. Champion of Chaperone, or something like that.
Captain Curland.
Nice.
Good to know that you and the delegates are safe. Jim,
For those who don't know, accolades are essentially achievements in the STO. They call them accolades instead of achievements. Some of them have titles, some of them have other rewards for you. You know. So there are titles. I always forget what title I have set or or how to set my title.
This station and all remaining
I just tend to leave it on Captain.
are now under our control.
All right, Loris. She's not quite as annoying as Wayun, but close. And warp to Bajor.
Since we no longer control this space, we are going to Bajor.
Well, and that is where the second mission in this arc would lead you. I believe it's even called of Bajor.
I do like when this was, when they were putting all these in, they had a nice event going on on Bajor and stuff like that. Okay, so the rewards in this series, a lot of them have to do with the Jem'Hadar, and there is even the Jem'Hadar set. There's a ground set and there's a space set that you can get in this arc that the second wave is the start of.
Which, surprise, surprise, highlight Polaron weaponry.
Yes. Polaron weaponry, if you're going to do a Polaron build, I would highly recommend getting the Jem'Hadar set.
Jem'Hadar officers like Borngyr here get it for free when they make the character. You and all your bridge officers will be fully equipped in Mark 12, very rare versions of the Jem'Hadar space set. For everyone else, you're going to have to run these missions to get it. And it comes in rare, not very rare. You guys might want to go ahead and leave the system there so we can start our next one.
Okay, I'm gonna flip ships. I'm gonna represent the Terrans, I think, a little. Well, maybe not really Terrans, but you know.
That's my job.
Terrans from the other. Bring out the ogre.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and begin Jabberwocky here. So, yes, the final enemy that we are highlighting in today's stream are the Terrans. Now, the Terran Empire is a mirror of the Federation. Where the Federation tends to be good and altruistic, the Terrans tend to be a lot more Klingon-ish. They want to blow things up and conquer the galaxy. Not only that, but they decided they wanted to conquer our galaxy. Wow. So, yeah, nice ship there, Grebog. You make me look puny. And me and Borngyr. That is a monster of a ship.
That's why
hey, we're being attacked.
I've nicknamed it Ogre, okay? And actually, the Seek Barst is from a show, and it was essentially for an ogre-like I don't know, villain-ish creature species.
If you guys were paying attention there, we were fighting some Cardassians, and my shields got knocked offline, which is why I'm at 50% hull. That's that phaser weapon again for you. All right, we got more True Way coming in. The Terrans use Federation starships, at least in STO, which is why I was supposed to be representing them, but apparently Grebog and I both are now.
I'm from another timeline. They didn't have the Terrans in that timeline yet.
Well, that's
they?
true, yes.
Have they done mirror universe stuff in that?
They have not. I'm going to blow up here. I think they got me.
I'm trying to get attention.
That Krieger's hitting really hard.
I can do attract fire if you want.
It's all right.
I'm attracting fire. Hit me, baby.
I'm trying to get some stuff here. Oh, hey, we got it. Hey, I lived.
Okay, now I'll go back to my offensive setup. Yeah, this is from the the JJ verse, as some people call it. My ship.
Still being a little slow here. Come on, spawn in. Or did we miss somebody? Oh, there we go. Okay, beaming down. There used to be a lot more missions that highlighted the Terran Empire in the game. Most of those were removed. You can find them a lot in TFOs now. But this was a mission where we're going to fight them on the ground at least. I don't remember if we end up fighting them in space too. But I do know we fight them on the ground here. With Lita, I believe.
There is, I think, a Badlands mission that you fight a lot of Terrans and Cardassians. If you ever do anything with Tholians, they have a chance of creating a rip in the space-time continuum. Do we all have to talk to this person?
No, just one of us. We're looking for this person.
But, oh right, we get to go to the cube. The cube.
Orb.
Orb of possibilities.
The service rendered is not the service desired. What does not belong.
I thought I already did that part. Let's try this again. Edit Kryn.
I would be honored to know what the prophets shared with you.
Okay, there we go. Okay, now we got to go to the Badlands. Here we go. I thought this was the right mission.
Badlands. The Badlands. That's where Joe's... Or Borngyr. Someday I'll get this. Borngyr's probably trying to figure out what's going on. Still with
Yeah,
us.
we are kind of rushing through it. That's all right. He gets to blow stuff up. He should be happy.
Boy, I'm standing awfully close to somebody on that beam up.
I was too.
I mean, that was definitely not 6 feet.
No social distancing in STO. So the Mirror Universe has been featured in every show except for the Next Gen. They were in Enterprise in the original series, DS9, Discovery. Oh, and Picard. They weren't in Picard. So TNG and Picard did not have any Mirror Universe episodes. But every other Star Trek show has. I'm sure at some point in time, Lower Decks will probably do something with it. Oh, that is a lot of enemies. Well, these are more Cardassians. All right.
I engaged first.
Okay, well, that was fun. It all started. So the mirror universe all starts with Enterprise. I mean, they were first introduced in the original series, of course, as a more aggressive human society. But chronologically speaking, it all starts in Enterprise when a Federation starship from Kirk's time gets traveled not only through time but through realities, and they end up with a very advanced ship called the Defiant. So they take that ship, they use it to increase their... Here we go. Here's some Terran ships.
Die, Terrans.
Their technology, basically become a big enough threat in their own time to conquer the known universe. So the Klingons, Cardassians, Romulans, all of them are beaten by the Terran Empire.
Wasn't it basically they got a Constitution class vessel before they even had like warp or something?
It was during the time of Enterprise, so they would have had a warp 5. I was just told that we are muted on the video.
Muted? Huh. It says it's sending it out. I will unmute and mute again. But how about that? If that's true, that's bad. There we go. So you can hear me, okay. Correct? And can you hear Nikodas? Talk, Nick. Nikodas.
I'm here. Can you hear us?
Earth to everybody else.
Earth to everybody else. Yeah. Hopefully this is working.
Aren't we the ones in space?
We are the ones in space. There may be a delay. Oh, Heathenly says we're back up.
Yeah, there's going to be a delay. That's just the nature of... Okay, so what was the last thing we were talking about that they could not hear?
Well, we were doing that fight, and I was going on about the Terran Empire, so...
Oh, yes, we were talking about the Terrans and how they got the Constitution class.
They got... Yeah, back in the time of Enterprise, they ended up with a Constitution class, so it boosted their technology. In the original series, then, they presented as more advanced than our version of Starfleet. Comparable, but specifically their weapons technology was above and beyond ours. We don't know what happened in the time of the next gen. We can go ahead and warp to Bajor here, guys. Not me this time. Somebody bring a healer.
Okay, I can bring my healer. She's cool.
All right.
Though I think I've been setting up another healer, because it's nice to have some variety. Especially if you go into the cold climates, you don't want your healer being freezing to death, and you know. All right.
There we go.
Yay, we fixed it.
There we go. And we're back. Good.
We're back.
I'm sorry. I was messing with... I'm watching the stream as playing, trying to make sure it's working. So I wanted to make sure the sound was working. It is. We're good. And we're just waiting on the loading screen here. So we don't know what happened in the time of the next generation there. But when you get to Deep Space Nine, the Terran Empire is no more. What we see instead is an alliance, basically ran by the Klingons, the Cardassians, and the Bajorans. And this alliance has, basically taken over. Now, they're still villainous. They still do bad things to a lot of different people. And they're still trying to conquer, basically, their known galaxy. But it is not the Terran Empire, which kind of threw me for a loop. When you get to STO, again, we don't know what happened. There's a 20-year time gap. But by the time you get to STO, the Terran Empire is back in power. Now, they do have some members of other races being represented. For example, Lita, who you just saw in the game, she's right there, running away, is a Bajoran. And she's a captain in the Terran Empire. Later on, she shows up as an admiral. So there are some differences there that we don't know really how we got there. I know there are novels and stuff that have told more stories about the Terran Empire, but I mean, they're antagonists, and we don't really know their full story. So that's what I got for the Terran Empire. And now there's Gul Kardec. I'm going to go Red Angel for this.
I'm putting up mine, so that way one of these times he runs over that mine that he ran over 3 times before it blew it up. I've been progressing my storyline for the Discovery. I'm in episode 8-ish, I think, now on season 2. So I've already seen some mirror. Oh, get away from me! Hey.
Something too that I never really understood about this fight. So Gul Kardec here is shown to be a changeling, but I don't know if he's a changeling from our universe or from the mirror universe.
I don't know. Solar beam to the face might help.
Yeah, I'll do the same thing.
Did he pop it or did we kill him?
Oh, we killed him. He puddled.
I guess it's not really death. It's puddling.
Yeah. Oh, we gotta help the Vedic.
Yeah, Discovery does do also the Mirror Universe stuff. I think almost every series has done Mirror Universe.
Except Next Generation and Picard, and so far Lower Decks.
Wow.
That fight there, though, I want to highlight this real quick. When you're fighting Cardassians on the ground, a lot of their missions will end up you'll be fighting a changeling. That's what we were just fighting right there. You almost never fight a Vorta. I think there was one mission originally where you fought a Vorta, but that has been removed. So it's either going to be changelings or Jem'Hadar. Changelings are physical attackers. They can reach out with arms or body parts or kind of just be a blob. You got to watch out for that. They hit really hard. They have a lot of hit points. They can use a lot of different tricks to kind of take them down. But that is another enemy type when you're doing the Cardassian missions that you can run into.
And the very quick and dirty of what we just did with this mission is we realized the orb of possibilities that we had on it was on Bajor, was from the Mirror Universe, and we have brought it home. Essentially.
To close the gateway between the two universes.
Yes.
And I said Cardassians, I meant Dominion. Changelings are part of the Dominion. Oh, sorry. That's my bad.
Well, I mean, Cardassians used to be part of the Dominion for a short time.
Yes, but they're not now. Now they're part of the Federation. A protectorate of the Federation.
Greetings. Indeed. Then you.
All right, and we can turn that mission in. Rewards here are armor or personal shields. If you don't have a better suit of armor, this energy dampening armor is particularly useful. Shield regen, health regen, and then reduces phaser disruptor by a little bit, and then all energy by a lot, and kinetic damage by a fair bit. So that's a decent armor set right there. The rest of the rewards are kind of kind of meh. Meh. I used to use that energy dampening all the time until I got, better stuff. Also, when we defeated the changeling there, we were able to capture him. It adds an item in your inventory, a defeated changeling. There is a duty officer mission where you can turn that into Starfleet. So there's kind of a useful thing to just know what to do with it if you end up with one. You can always just drop it as well. But if you want to get some extra duty officer points, you can find prison officers on Earth, Deep Space Nine, K-13, most of the big star bases. And you can run it there and do the mission and turn it in.
And Tabby's like, yeah, security officer, Earth Space Dock, operations near the window. So that's probably the quickest one to find. Here, let's...
Now that Tabby got to join us, I'm glad you're back, Tabby. You missed our technical difficulties there. We went silent on our viewers for a few minutes. Hopefully it wasn't too big of an interruption in anybody's day.
Means I'm going to have to splice videos together now before they go onto YouTube.
Our special guest is still with us. His name is Borngyr. He's a longtime friend of Grebog's and mine. He answered some questions at the beginning of the stream and then was pretty silent throughout the rest of it. He played the role today of our representative to the Dominion, since we ran a Dominion mission. Grebog was representing the Cardassians in a Cardassian ship. I was representing the Terrans, and he was representing the Dominion. We just thought it would be a kind of a neat little way to handle that. We discussed, so we went over Cardassians, Devidians, Dominion, and the Terrans in the game of STO, and we talked a little bit about how they're compared to their show and like TV counterparts. Unless anybody has any questions, that is going to end our topic for this evening. Next week, we are going to be highlighting the Dominion and the Jem'Hadar as a playable faction. So tonight you kind of got the opposition from that faction, and then you get to see the player side of that next week. So that should be fun.
The player side. Have we decided which faction we're gonna go with, or are we gonna start fresh? That's something we probably, I don't know.
If we're gonna, I think we have to run 4 or 5 missions to get to the point where we choose a faction. We could do that ahead of time, but we might want to get a first, like the first couple missions out of the way, just so we're not, spending the whole time, or we run out of time.
Well, we can pick. I know you and I both have ones past the faction lock, so we can do that. That might be better, and we can replay missions.
Yeah, it looks like we lost video again.
I think I'm having network issues. Yeah, drop frames are going through the roof.
Interesting.
Awesome. Well, it's the end of the episode, so I don't know what more I can do. I keep getting also server errors with the in the game, so like server not responding, and it keeps counting.
You're kind of breaking up there too, but it seems like you're coming back now. That's all right. If anybody can hear us still, next week, the Dominion and the Jem'Hadar. See you then. See you out there.
Live long and prosper.